networker. No, the truth really is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So let's talk a little bit about what it takes to be a master networker. And oftentimes it is the missing piece. Identifying the right people in your network can make or break your entire organization. And I'm not talking about any specific organization. It could be a nonprofit organization, it could be a traditional company, it could be a small business, it could be a family. Whatever it is in the organization, you have to identify the right people. So when it comes to business, we're talking about the fact that there's a K.L.T factor. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. So your job in networking is really to build a relationship as long as it takes to accomplish all three of those before asking anything of your contacts. So you want people to know you, to like you, and to trust you. But we have to remember that perception is reality. If you look at this picture, you could look at it two ways. One is that the individual at the top of the pedestal is pulling you to the top. But also, if you're at the top, it may appear as though people are trying to pull you down off of the pedestal. Misery loves company. There are givers and there are takers, and you need to identify who someone is as quickly as possible. So, also for you networking, you want to do business with people that you know, like, and trust. So, the true value of networking doesn't really come from how many people we can meet, but rather how many people we can introduce to others. That's how you can become a master networker. So, networking, therefore, is simply the art of asking questions and listening to the answers to determine if you have any value to provide personally or through a connection that you can make by connecting other people. So, you need to make sure that you are listening 90% of the time and only talking 10% or less, because only then can you fill a true need. So, in organic networking, we have the 3-foot rule, where you can get in conversations with people anywhere within 3 feet of you. Could be the gas station, could be the bank, could be the grocery store, could be a cocktail party, could be a networking social. But you want to become a professional conversation starter. And the best starter is hi, right? And then other things like smiling, commenting, or complimenting. Don't be weird. Just use common language. Get to know people. Hi, how are you? Beautiful day today. I like those shoes. What a pretty dress, right? Maybe it's, I read an article last week that you might enjoy. What types of books do you like to read? Just get in conversations with people. And as you're getting in conversations, if you're not sure what questions to ask, you can use the form method, asking questions about family, occupation, recreation, or money or finances. Could be career related, could be investment related, could be the market related. It could be any of these things that you are comfortable with in order to keep the conversation going. Now, the idea is that you're not going to go right after a major question when you first introduce someone. There's going to be a period of getting to know, building rapport, and that's important. So you don't need to know all the answers, nor do you want to be providing answers to questions. You simply need to know the questions to ask. And a great thing to do is tell me more about something they just mentioned, XYZ. Could you clarify XYZ? Sounds like I'm hearing this, XYZ. If you can engage and get people to talk to you more about what they're interested in, you can certainly fill that need. So how do you engage people? Again, tell me more about your business, your clients, how you got started, your business partner, your employees, your personal life, whatever it is. How is XYZ working for you? What kind of feedback do you get on XYZ, right? So in the business world, you can ask those types of questions. But the next type of question we can get into is problem solving questions. Identify a problem in order to help find a possible solution for them. What do you do? How do you do that? Where is your business located? Very situational questions can then be the next layer. You've broken the ice with what do you do, how do you do, and then you're going to get into where's your business located, and the situation questions can follow. And then it dives into problem questions. Do you find you have enough customers, or are you looking to grow your clientele? Is your website effective for you? Describe the best customer or client referral that you'd be looking for, right? Anything that you can uncover any type of problem. recently seen more competition come in, or we've seen more real estate come in, more businesses entering the area. How is that going to affect you? These types of questions can really help uncover pain points where you might not be able to provide the solution, but you can identify someone else who may have the solution, or you can further probe to understand more and clarify more about the problem. But then we can get into implication questions, which is really, what is your plan if such and such happens? Based on what you just told me, what's your plan to fix it? And if it doesn't get fixed, what's going to happen? Right? So there's more and more competition coming into the area, and you're telling me that you're having a hard time standing out on the marketplace. If you don't do anything to stand out, if you don't do any more marketing or advertising, or if you don't go to networking socials, if you don't let people know, what's going to happen, right? So if your competitor ABC you mentioned continues to grow into your market, what's going to happen, right? And what do you need to do to fight that? And that's our need payoff question. If I could connect you with someone to talk to that has helped my friend, colleague, coworker, so on, improve their online visibility and attract new customers, would you be open to speaking with them? Right? If I could connect you, or if I could pass along some information that I've learned, would you be willing to look at it? Right? You're looking for permission. This is really permission-based marketing, but it comes from being a master networker. So being a professional networking environment is also a great way to expand your circle, right? Networking groups are for a reason. They're to allow people to network. I find that most people go to these networking events with the intent to provide their business card, their story, without ever the intent of gaining information about their community to see if they could provide value. And if you can be the one to provide the value to create the referral alliances, you will stand out because you will be different than 90% of the people that go to a networking event. Most people go to a networking event to generate exposure and leads for their business, right? And that's why they're there. However, if you can be there and learn about every single person or a couple people at that networking event, and you can make them the focus, they're going to tell you everything that they need and want in their business, and you can be the one to connect, collaborate, or network for them and with them, you will stand out. And as a result, you will get tenfold in return because people will know you, like you, and trust you and respect you. Right? So you can get involved in some business mixers, some networking events, or join different groups or organizations such as Chamber of Commerce locally. Maybe you start the Business Networking International, right? BNI groups, Friends with Kevin, different business associations, right? So you're going to create referral alliances by being the connector, right? Be the connector. Be different and stand out. Now, if you're going to use the internet, some digital media, and specifically social media, there are a couple tips, right? We have to remember that social media is to be social, right? So we have to engage and be social in these platforms. So social media should not be used as a mass promotional outlet. I see it all the time. It's simply a communication tool, right? If it was that easy to just do mass promotion online and have it work, then there would be no need to have sales individuals. There'd be no need to have television commercials, radio commercials, no need to have a call center. Every company could then minimize their budget and just sell online through social media because we as consumers love to get advertised too, right? No, it's ridiculous. So why are we doing it sometimes in business? We're trying to think that that's going to be the quickest, most effective way for us to advertise our business. Well, use it as a communication tool. Connect, build engagement, and build a strong personal brand and your online reputation. Be genuine. Don't fake it until you make it. Just be you. But know your social media platforms, right? What's Twitter used for? What is Facebook used for versus checking in on Foursquare? How about Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn, Google+, Pandora, Pinterest, Snapchat? There's so many. Vine. You need to know your social media platform and what you're going to do best. Don't feel like you've got to be a master of all. Pick a couple. Pick a couple and be really, really good at it. And the most important thing that you can do is get people to know you, like you, trust you, and build your online brand. Because obviously, if you're feeling social media overload, so are your clients. So pick the network most in line with your business, right? Where is your target demographic, right? Pick the network you're most passionate about, what you know how to use. But know the main functions and uses of each network, right? If you're using Twitter, I hope you know how to use a hashtag. And even nowadays, if you're using Instagram or Facebook, I hope you know how to use a hashtag or a trending hashtag. Know how to use bit.ly links or tiny URLs, ways to drive traffic to your specific sites or web pages or landing pages using a certain URL, right? Know your target demographic and where they are. Meet them where they're at, and know how much time you have to spend on these devices. But certainly know your audience. You know, who is your audience? What do I like? What times are they on social media? What do they struggle with? And can I offer them a solution? Right? And you have to remember that the world is mobile. So everything that you do should be mobile friendly. We're in a scrolling world. So you want to grab the attention of people. And the best way to do that is either a short video or a photo. If you're doing a lot of text-based promotional outbound marketing on social media, or even in your engaging questions, if you're not using images or videos, you're losing your audience. So use the 70-20-10 rule. 70% casual conversation. It's social media, right? Even on LinkedIn, it should be a social. It should be professionally social. 20% should be news, events, new products, services, articles of interests. And then 10% is purely promotional sales exposure. If you're doing more sales than this, you're going to lose your audience. So add connections daily through LinkedIn. Add connections and members of groups. On Facebook, through your profile, adding friends. Maybe you're joining groups and getting to know some of the members of various groups. And on business pages, you're going to see how to drive likes to your business page, or going on other pages and commenting with other people that make comments in their posts, right? Twitter and Instagram, you're building up followers. On YouTube and a blog, you're building up subscribers. So know what you are looking to do when we say add a connection daily. What is it you're looking to do on the specific network that you're on, right? And it's all about getting people to know you, like you, and trust you. And create valuable content daily, not just create content or repost content daily, right? 2 to 4 positive posts, occasional humor, value-added content by sharing information, articles of interest, different links, other videos. Pictures and short videos work best, like I said. Create an audience that is anxious to hear what you have to say. They wake up and the next day they're saying, oh, I can't wait to hear from them. I can't wait to hear from them and see what they're going to post today. So I want you to think about this. Give, give, give. Always provide value, right? Make those deposits before you expect to make a withdrawal. So how do you build engagement? By liking, by retweeting, by sharing, by commenting, by posting, sending direct or private messages, reaching out to people, asking questions. Again, asking questions and being involved in other people genuinely. Content used to be king, but nowadays context has taken over, so be aware. You need to know what's happening in the world surrounding you, surrounding your clients, your customers, your prospects, and the world, right? So if you're not up to what's going on in current events, you might be posting something that is going to be harmful to you building a relationship, right? It's a very sensitive world up there. Without any tonality, it can be misread, so you have to be careful. Make sure that you are posting content in the correct context in order to get your point across, right? The point is to get people engaging, communicating, not yelling, promoting, screaming. We think of the old emails with all caps. We have to be careful with how we say things, right? And do you like being spoken to, or do you like to be able to be heard? Most people want to be heard, right? But if you continue to blast, promote, expose, sell, pitch, people will start to tune out. They'll block your post, they'll close their ears, and they'll tune you out, and in some cases, they'll remove you. So share photos, behind the scenes, and info about your business, right? Listen, regularly monitor comments about your business, products, and competition. You should have your ear peeled. You should be listening to what's happening out there, even online. You should ask questions of followers to gain valuable insights to show that you're listening to their needs, right? The best thing you can do in anything in communication is surveying, right? Surveying people and listening to what they want and need. And then respond to compliments and feedback in real time, right? And that's why some of these auto-posting types of softwares are not the best practice. Maybe if you want to use that to have something scheduled once per day, that's fine. But in order to build true engagement, you have to be the one responding in real time. And again, if you're using hashtags, I highly encourage it. Is your hashtag unique and memorable? And are you using hashtags that are already trending that can help build engagement? You know, reward people. Tweet or post their updates about special offers, discounts, and time-sensitive offers. Let people know about it. Demonstrate wider leadership and know-how by referencing articles of interest, like I said, about the bigger picture as it relates to your niche, right? Your industry-related information. Always retweet and repost and establish the right voice. Think about your voice and how it comes across on social media, right? Is that how you want your business to appear in the community? So you want to build social media reach. Just like in the real world, you want to build rapport. You want people to know you, like you, and trust you. How do you do that? Don't pitch your business before the opportunity presents itself. Never get defensive. And 90% of the time, the way a person acts on social media is the way they act in real life, right? So avoid negative people. Make yourself to be an expert, right? Ask a lot of questions to get the conversation going. Bring up business casually in conversation and have content created to make yourself look credible, right? Do you have videos? Do you have blogs? Do you have articles? Right? You need to promote you, your brand, and you do that because perception is reality. Now, there are studies that are out there showing that sometimes not having the professional video can build more engagement because it's more trustworthy if you're just using a selfie cam on your phone. And that's fine because what you're doing is you're letting people know that you are real, you're genuine. But again, you should still be professional in your language. You should be professional in appearance, and you should make eye contact with the phone or the video camera, right? So how do you take it online to offline? So once you've built rapport and trust, you can take the conversation offline, if at all possible. How do we do that? What is it? What is offline? Could be Skype, right? Then turns into a phone call, turns into a coffee meeting, turns into cocktail or happy hour, maybe lunch or an activity or event together. The idea is that that's going to further build the relationship. The best thing that you can do is take that online relationship and turn it into an offline relationship as quickly as possible. Now, what are your objectives? Within 72 hours, you're being able to reconnect, email, text message, call, provide some sort of value, some education or information that may have come up in the conversation before, maybe some insight or industry-specific tips that may have come to mind. Maybe the best thing is a referral or a lead or contact for that other person, because then they're going to realize how it wasn't a bait and switch. It wasn't, hey, let me just listen to this person so that eventually I can talk about me, right? Provide value. Get a referral or lead from them if they have one. And most importantly, build a solid foundation in your business relationship. Have an ongoing relationship going forward. So you're only as rich as the relationships you build. Surround yourself with people who empower you to become even better, right? So who do you know, right? Make a who do you know list. What do you need for your business? You know, in our business and the wellness side of things, maybe it's who do you know that has asthma, allergies, works out, cholesterol issues, high blood pressure, looking to lose weight, needs more energy, has digestive issues, colitis, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease. Who do you know who has acid reflux, has acne, has dry skin, wears cosmetics? Who uses eco-friendly products? Who cleans their car versus it goes to the car wash? Who has a business? Who needs a website? Who needs SEO? Whatever your business is and the type of people that you're looking for, you need to know what you're looking for if you're going to get it. And at that point, it might be a business professional. Who do you know that's in sales or service? Who do you know that's a teacher, trainer, coach? Who do you know that's an entrepreneur who has experience in your business industry? Who do you know with the best attitude that are people magnets, that know everyone? Who do you know that are the most influential people? Who do you know that have money, people who lost money, who are working towards it? Be a connector, be a master networker, and then you can ask the referral approach. Hey, who do you know that is in sales? Who do you know that happens to be an entrepreneur? Who do you know that is an attorney? Who do you know that is a CPA? Do you know anyone that may be interested in an extra income without giving up what they're doing? Do you know anyone that might be interested in starting their own business? I'm looking for people who realize the importance of having a backup plan. Do you know anyone that's concerned about their career? Do you know anyone that's concerned about their retirement? Do you know any motivated individuals who keep their financial options open? Whatever it is, once you know what you're looking for and you've built a great relationship, people know you, like you, and trust you, you can certainly use these referral approaches to expand your business. Now, from that, you can then expand it even further into a phone call. Hi, my name is Jason Pellins. You don't know me personally, but a mutual acquaintance of ours, in this case Melissa Conley, referred me to contact you. I was telling Melissa about my current business expansion and that I was looking for a couple key people to help manage the growth and development. Melissa spoke very highly and she told me that you were an entrepreneur. She said you're well connected and probably nice enough to help me out. She spoke very highly of you, and I'd love the opportunity to meet with you to discuss my business. You may or may not be personally interested. I understand that. But if you could refer me to someone you think may be a good fit, I could work something out that'd be mutually beneficial for both of us. If we grabbed a cup of coffee, I could explain more of things over charts and diagrams, what would work best for you Wednesday or Thursday morning, right? And it becomes easier to make these types of calls once you know who you're looking for and you've expanded a great referral network. So again, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So always think to yourself, who do I know who that may know someone who, right? And get in conversations with people to really understand how you could provide value in their life and vice versa, how they could provide value in yours. And I hope that you work every single day to meet and greet new people that could be qualified leads for your business or potentially someone else's. And you too can be a true networking professional.